So hello, and welcome back to Macedonia Coins and Banknotes. My name is Glenn, and today we are looking at Macedonian coins. So these are the post-Yugoslav independence coins, and this is the only series that they issued. Although they have had two currencies, they had the first dinar in 1992, and this is the current dinar from 1993. So the first dinar was only a banknote issue, and they never issued any coins, and that was the exchange rate was 1-to-1 with the Yugoslav dinar at the time. And this currency here had a conversion rate of 100 new old dinar equals 1 new dinar. So, and the highest banknote of the previous version was 10,000 dinar, which is currently 100 dinar in the current currency. So they have 6 denominations, although I reckon you're only going to use 3 or maximum of 4. So this denomination, the 50 deni, the current coins, this is no longer in circulation. So 1 dinar equals 100 deni, so this is half a dinar. And then we have the two highest denominations, so the 50 and the 100 dinari. So these also issued in banknotes, and the banknotes of these two current denominations are polymer. Although before they issued polymer banknotes, they did have cotton fibre, which is pretty common around the world. And the polymer was issued in 2018. Also, another difference is that in 2020 they renamed the country North Macedonia, and that's to appease the Greeks, who removed any restrictions they had on Macedonia, so economic sanctions, their ability to join the EU, stuff like that. Okay, so as for the specifications, all of these before 2014 were nickel brass of various compositions. So the yellow coins were pretty much 80% copper, 17% zinc, and 3% nickel. And the two silver looking coins were 70% copper, 18% zinc, 12% nickel. So increase the nickel content and reduce the copper content, and makes the coins more like a copper nickel version, like this German Deutschmark. And the exchange rate of the Australian dollar is roughly 33 dinar equals 1 Australian dollar. So this one is equivalent to 3 cents. It's equivalent to 30 cents. And this one is equivalent to $1.44. So it's a pretty high value. And I've looked at the wages. They get paid something like $10,000. That is probably US dollars, 10,000 US dollars, and it purchases about 30,000 US dollars of goods. So their currency can actually go a long way. So pretty much this one's worth 30 cents. You can buy pretty much $1 worth of goods that we can buy in Australia. Okay, so as you can see, these have rays of the sun. So this is the coat of arms, and as you can see, it depicts the sunrise with mountains in a reef. So that's what is on the back of the currency that we're looking at. So this is taken from the coat of arms, and these coins are actually not cheap in Australia. Although Australia has one of the largest Macedonian populations in the world, a lot of the Macedonians, they might have visited Macedonia, but there's probably not as much going back and forth like any ethnic group, and a majority of them probably have never visited Macedonia because they're second or third generation. Okay, so what is depicted on the other side? Well, that changes with the denomination. Here on the 50 deni, we have a black-headed gull. So it's Choirocephalus, and that's the same genus as the Australian seagull, or the silver gull. So the seagull that you see at the beach is the sister of this bird. And Macedonia doesn't issue mintages for any recent issues since 2001, but in 1993 this had a mintage of 51,000 should I say. Then we have the 1 dinars. This is the smallest denomination you're going to get, and it is pretty much the size of a 10-cent coin. So German 1 Deutschmarks, pretty similar in size to a 10-cent coin, and as you can see it's the same size. So this is the smallest coin you're going to get. Macedonian coin is actually quite large. On the other side of the coin we have a Macedonian sheepdog. Now Numister puts this as the obverse side to the front of the coin because there's the name of the country. This one's dated 97, it's a mintage of 11,200,000. So because Macedonia doesn't issue coins every year, the coin mintages are quite high. Okay, I've got 2 of this denomination, so 2 dinar, and this coin on the front of the coin, it depicts a orange trout, which is an indigenous species of Macedonia, Albania, and probably also Greece. Although I haven't seen a map on it, it's actually it's classed as an endangered species, but I see that people still use it for food. Okay, so we have 2 issues. So we have the 2008 and a 1993. So the difference between these two is nothing really. They should both be nickel brass. In 2014 was the last year nickel brass. And ever since then, the 1, 2 and 5 denarii are plated steel, so probably just brass plated steel. And the mintage of 93s, 8,998,000. 2008, we don't have a mintage figure, and these are not reeded as well. Okay, the 5 dinar, we have on the other side a cat, and that's the Macedonian or Balkan lynx. So it's a type of lynx, and it is probably out hunting. So I don't know much about this type of species, but the mintage for 2001 is 6,921,000, and that's the last year we have mintages for these ones. Now, what you need to look for in these is smaller and large beads. So the smaller beads are closer to the edge, larger beads are further from the edge. So I'm not too sure if the variety occurs in any year, but we need to actually do some research on that, and probably people in Macedonia have done that already. So these are minted in Macedonia itself. Okay, the 2 highest denominations we have, so these are also issued as banknotes. We have the 10 and the 50 dinar, and this one looks like it has cuds on it. So in between, so error coins. So it looks like there's a cud there. Means that the die's been damaged. So obviously these rays are the weak point of the actual coin. Okay, and on the other side of the banknote, we have images taken from of the coin, should I say? We have images taken from the banknotes, and these are 2008, the first year of issue of these 2 denominations. So on the 10 we have a peacock, on the 50 of the Archangel Gabriel. So these are from 2 archaeological excavations, and they tapestries. It means that they're made out of small blocks of ceramics that are coloured, and they date from the 56th century, and it's from the city of Stobi in the Basilica there. So that's, you can actually look at the banknote, it's actually quite a lot prettier than the actual coin. And the 50, we have another tapestry, and this is from the scene of Annunciation on the east wall of the Church of Saint Georgi. I can't pronounce that. in Kurbinovo on Lake Prespa. So that Macedonia has two lakes, so this is on the second of the other one. That fish is on one of the other lakes. So that is what these coins represent. So if you go to Macedonia, and if you just get the 10 and 50 dinar banknotes, then probably ask them if they have coins. I expect that a lot of the population would have some fluency in English. I do work with 2 Macedonians, and their English is pretty much Americanized, so they have a strong American accent in their English. So that's it for the coins of Macedonia. Hopefully you get these, and if you want to buy a set like this, you're probably paying at least $30 to $40. Not cheap. Don't know why. Someone in Macedonia needs to sell a lot more coins. Anyway, thank you, and have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time.